Section 1, Amendment number 1, in the name of Deputy Rose Conway-Walsh. Deputy Walsh.
Thank you, I want to move this motion, and the reason for this motion is I want to delete the Higher Education Authority Act and substitute it with Údarás or the Oireachtas Act, and this bill and the 1971 Act create a body whose only legal name is An Údarás Amard Oireachtas. There's no higher education authority established in either, yet the Údarás has referred to itself in branding exclusively as the HEA, Higher Education Authority. Given the commitment in the Official Languages Amendment Act 2021 to naming new state bodies in Irish only, and as a way to reinforce the Irish language in the identity of the body responsible for the regulation and promotion of Irish language at higher level, the title of the bill, we believe, should reflect the actual title of the body established following the President of Údarás na Gaeltachta Act 1979. So that's my rationale for it.
So thank you, Chairman, and thank you to Deputy Conway-Walsh. I should just flag, if that's okay, in Section 1 of the bill that I am considering bringing forward my own amendment at report stage, not in relation to this matter, but I think I'm meant to put it on the record that Section 1 is proposed to be revised in relation to collective citations. So largely a technical matter, but we're obviously this legislation is dealing with the Universities Act, the Technological Universities Act, the Institute of Technologies Act and the National College of Art and Design Act 1971, and there's been significant amendments made to this Act, and collective citations will now be considered by the OPC. So just to flag on the record, as I need to indicate at committee stage, I may bring forward an amendment at report stage in relation to that area. Look, I want to thank Deputy Conway-Walsh and Deputy O'Leary for the amendment. I'm bringing forward 10 amendments at committee stage to strengthen the role of the Irish language in this legislation. I want to genuinely acknowledge Deputy Conway-Walsh's work on this and highlighting this at second stage and in meetings with my officials. I also want to thank Conor na Gaeilge, who I have had a number of very significant engagements with over the last number of weeks, and quite a detailed meeting in my department where we went through a long list of various ways they believed we could strengthen the legislation, most of which I've been able to accommodate and facilitate. No doubt we'll tease through the rest as we go through this legislation, but there are 10 amendments coming from government at committee stage to strengthen the promotion of the Irish language in this bill. In relation to this amendment, I'm not proposing to accept it. I'm happy to consider further between now and report stage and engage further with you and think it through, but the rationale is this, I suppose. This bill is replacing and amending the Higher Education Authority Act 1971, and the proposal was that we would retain the same name for the 2022 Act as the 1971 Act. The 1971 Act and this bill do refer in the legislation to the Irish name, to An Údarás Amard Oireachtas, and it refers on a number of occasions to An Údarás. This was obviously established in 1971, and that is being continued in Section 7 of the bill. An Údarás is also defined in the bill as well. But I think the Higher Education Authority is most commonly known as the Higher Education Authority. I think it's known as the HEA, and it's anticipated that a proposed change in name of the bill could cause some degree of actual confusion, and that there are significant references to the Irish language in the bill. But more importantly, there will be more references and more protections as we go through committee stage. So I do understand the point being made. I am happy to reflect further and engage between now and report stage. But I'm also very satisfied that the substantive amendments that we're bringing forward in terms of promotion of the Irish language within higher education will make a real and meaningful difference to the Irish language as this legislation passes.
Deputy Walsh.
No, I accept that, Minister, and I am glad that we will continue with this discussion, but I really do think that we need to set the perimeters for this, and that's why I think that this amendment is really, really important, that will guide other amendments throughout it. So for that reason, I would press that amendment.
That the amendment be made?
Yes.
Neil.
All those in favour say tá.
No.
All those in favour say Neil. Neil.
Neil.
Vote all.
Vote all.